You're watching Sports Now on Channel 82. We're here at Warwick Lanes watching the amazing, adrenaline-pumping American Airlines Bowling Spectacular. Today we're going to see some amazing strikes on this 35th year of the event.
Well, welcome to Warwick Bowling Lanes at the American Airlines Annual Bowling Spectacular. Here we have all the lanes being used by the amount of bowlers that we have here today. I'm here standing by Marjorie, who knows a lot about bowling, and she's going to help us enjoy the excitement as well as let us in on the facts.
Well, let's hope. We've had a couple of 300s, and let's hope we have another one tonight so that you can get it on camera. And of course, a 300 is 12 strikes in a row. That's a perfect game.
Well, the perfect game sounds perfect to me.
Right.
We're here for a perfect presentation.
Yes, that's
and
right.
We're thanking American Airlines for their support in our Bermuda Warwick Bowling Lane League.
Yes, they've been supporting us for a long time. It's been 35 years.
Yes, 35th year.
Yes, this is our 35th year.
A little bit of history about the tournament, Marjorie. Who has the highest score ever in this tournament?
The highest score is an 816.
Wow.
Which was built on the 23rd of July of this year. And that's by LeVince Samuels.
And how old is LeVince?
And LeVince right now is bowling on lane 17.
Oh, wow. So
he had an 816 scratch. That is the highest scratch series ever in Warwick Lanes.
If you had a favorite today, who would be your favorite?
What, to win?
Yeah.
It's hard to say. It could be LeVince on lane 17. It could be Vernon Daniels here. Lane 7 and 8 are not qualifiers, so they can only work for the money for tonight, but not for the airline tickets from American Airlines. LeVince, as I said earlier, David Maycock, who is bowling right here, he's another good potential, and Oscar Andrade, who's down there on lane 13, he's another one. And talking about Oscar,
He's got two jobs, doesn't he?
Yes. This year, we were quite proud of Oscar because he was selected to be an umpire in the cup match.
Wow, you don't get that done every day.
No, and he's a big cricket fan, but he's also a good bowler, and he's had perfect attendance. He's bowled every night this year.
Wow.
Yeah, this is his 10th night, and this is our 10th night.
Well, he literally can't get enough of bowling, can he?
That's true.
Whether
that's true.
at Warwick Lanes or on a cricket field.
That is true.
Awesome,
yeah.
awesome.
Yes.
Well, it's been fantastic talking. Let's tune in for some of the action and see how these bowlers are really practicing for this tournament. The action is fast and furious here at the Warwick Bowling Lanes. We can only thank American Airlines for their vision for keeping this bowling spectacular going, and we'd love to thank American Airlines, which is the premier airlines as far as we're concerned.
That's it, and we try to encourage them to book on American Airlines, and they do. All our national teams fly on American, and a lot of our bowlers do fly on American.
Well, Bermuda has had a strong history with American Airlines.
Yeah, that's very true, very true.
And so it's fitting that Warwick Lanes and American Airlines has a strong history as well. 35 years of tournament excellence, and it doesn't show any signs of slowing down, does it, Marjorie?
And not at this point it doesn't, and we hope it carries on.
Well, there's a lot of action here down at Warwick Bowling Lanes. Vince and Company here, Channel 82. You're watching Sports Now. We would love to thank American Airlines for all their continued support of the annual American Airlines Bowling Spectacular in Bermuda.
Yeah, that's a nickname up there, but that is Anthony Smith. Here's the gentleman that I said earlier in July. He bowled a 789 scratch series. Oh dear, 9 pins. 6 strikes in a row in his 7th frame. He's got 9 pins.
Really on fire there.
So that means a 300 is missed there.
Yeah. It's extremely hard to get that 300.
It is. Very difficult.
Wow, the action is absolutely intense here as the bowlers are really starting to heat up.
There's Anthony, he's spared. And that gives him 169.
So the technology here at Warwick Bowling Lanes is first class.
Yes, yes it is.
Awesome.
It's a Quebec AMF for scoring. And of course all our pin setters are the same AMF. They are 8270 machines. And so far they're working very well.
So it's quite a nice atmosphere. If anyone doesn't know about the Warwick Bowling Lanes and you want to join, Marjorie has all the information. She has a fantastic team, and they're always willing here and looking for new and eager people. So make sure you not only watch our broadcast and enjoy it as you see it, but take a trip down to Warwick Bowling Lanes
Exactly.
and get a better picture of yourself.
That is very true. We have birthday parties. There's people that come here for anniversaries. There's all kinds of celebrations. It's surprising. We even had a surprise wedding shower here one night.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
breaking history.
That was a first.
How many bowling alleys can say that?
I don't know. And a few years ago, when we had the professional bowlers, we actually had a wedding here as well.
Wow.
Yeah, the wedding, he married, one of the professional bowlers married, obviously his fiancée.
This is really a
Yes,
home of
yeah.
memories here.
Oh yes,
at
it
the
is.
Warwick Bowling Lanes.
That is very true. That's very true.
And how long has the Warwick Bowling Lanes been in Warwick?
Since they officially opened on January the 5th, 1961.
Wow.
It was built by Bermuda Recreations Limited, but they eventually went bankrupt. And they were closed for about a year and a half. Then all the bowlers got together, put money in, worked here voluntarily to get it open. When they started to make money, they started to pay staff. And eventually we became registered, incorporated, and that was done through an act of parliament to make us, we're the only incorporated business in the island with INC after our name. And of course, this Bermuda Bowling Club, it's a membership club. If you're a member here, your bowling is cheaper, your locker rental is cheaper, and you're actually a part owner.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So don't just be a member, be an owner.
Exactly.
Absolutely fantastic.
Exactly.
Absolutely fantastic.
Right. And then of course we have to have our annual general meetings, of course, and our financial statements are presented. And we have elections. We do it on a stagger system, which is every 2 years. Like, in other words, my position as president, I was last year, I should say last year, this year, and then in February it'll be the vice president, but it's half and half.
Well, let's get back to some of the action
Sure.
as we catch up on the 35th annual American Airlines Bowling Spectacular. I'm looking down the lanes. The action is continuous and it's really picking up. We're waiting for the next strike action. Looking down here at lane 13 and 14.
Oh, there's a good strike.
Absolutely nails it.
Yeah.
Good rotation, good
Yeah,
speed,
yeah.
and the desired results.
Yeah.
These bowlers practice, their repetition is so high. In fact, I could imagine that these guys are bowling hundreds of times each game.
Well, I don't know about each day, but they do practice.
Wow.
And of course, they always say, you know, they say practice makes perfect, but the more you bowl, the better you can be.
Thank you, Marjorie. You're really helping us learn as we get back to some of this fantastic action.
Okay.
There's so much more action to come here at Warwick Lanes American Airlines Bowling Spectacular. let's catch up with Vince and company at lane 17.
We're here on lane 17 and 18 right now. And if you look on the score sheet on the lane 14, you see Vince, V-I-N-C. That's the Vince Samuels. He's bowled a 224. That's the Vince right here with the red American Airlines shirt. They are now going to start bowling game number 2. As soon as he starts bowling, all those scores will disappear.
Well, that's a good score to start off at 224.
Yes, it is a good score.
Now, how is this going to work? He has, how many games are we playing here?
3.
Okay, so he has to combine his 3 scores? Or?
That's right.
Okay.
The 3 scores together total for what we call a series. 3 games make a series. So that's why he bowled before. I don't have his scores with me, but he bowled 3 excellent games for his 816.
Okay. So here's LeVince. He starts off with a teaser.
Almost.
With a teaser. It doesn't get any closer than that, does it?
Pin action. Didn't quite take out that pin. And that is the, I believe it's the 8 pin.
Lot of pace. So the action is heating up as they're starting their second game in the series.
That's correct. And some of them are still in the first game. They've started their second.
Ooh.
But most of them are still finishing in their first game.
Vince picks up the spare, and that's a good way to start his his first game in his second match. Alongside him is Tremaine Bean, who has his name on the back of his shirt. That makes it easy for us.
Oh yes, yeah. Well,
and Tremaine gets his spare.
Tremaine, yeah. Well done, Tremaine. In the tournament that we have in November, that is one of the rules. They must have their name on their shirt.
Oh,
so that's very easy to follow. Here bowling on lane 17, there's Alvin Thomas.
Alvin Thomas is in a very heated group. He's bowling
he is.
It's a hot group here.
Now, little Johnny Ben's sitting down here. He only has a 92 average.
Alvin starts off with a strike.
All right.
So he's gonna.
All right.
He's putting pressure on the people in his pack.
He sure is.
Good job there, Alvin.
Now, little Johnny here, although he's only a 92 average, he gets 112 pins handicap.
Oh, cool.
And last week he came first with one handicap.
Well, I tell you, that's
Yeah.
the amazing thing down here is that
Yes.
you always have a chance to be in the game.
And he has won a ticket in this tournament.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. You know.
So you never can tell. No matter what your average is with your handicap, and if you bowl a better game than your average.
And he nails it.
All right,
with
he
the
got a strike.
trickler.
Well done, Johnny.
Don't you count him out. That's a strike
Yep.
anywhere in the world. And that's just as good as a ball traveling 200 miles per hour. It all adds up to top points for John.
Here's the Vince Samuels now on lane 17.
As he approaches.
You see?
Good release.
Oh dear.
Man, and these are some of the most
That's
difficult.
Not good. Oh yes. And that is makeable.
The only splits I like to see are banana split.
That is makeable, but you got to be spot on. You got to hit that 3 pin, which is the 3rd pin from the right. You got to hit that on the left. So the ball will take out the 2 pins, and the back pin will bounce over and take out the 4 and 7 pins.
Wow, sounds like trigonometry.
Let's see.
But physics does apply to the game, and it just. Well, I see what you meant, and he did go for it.
Yes, he
the
went.
way you said, but it's just a little bit of, just lacking a little bit of technique in that execution. So this is starting off. This is going to be really exciting. Vince did very well. He led from the first game, but in the second game so far, he hasn't hit a strike, and that's going to be interesting how that develops.
Right, that's split, yeah.
Well, we know that this is a fantastic venue that's been here for 35 years, this tournament, but the whole building has been running since '61. So let's know some of the other famous people and bowling members of the community who have stopped by Warwick Bowling Lanes.
Oh, we've had quite a few. For 14 years, we hosted the Southern Region Professional Bowlers Tour. And we are grouped in with Florida and the southern states. And of course their tournament director and their staff would come in to run the tournament. And what we did, we hosted the tournament. And you had some good high bowlers like Sam Zurich, who is now actually running the Southern Region tournament. He's the tournament manager. And we've had so many bowlers. I'm just trying to think of some of them come to mind. We had Pete Weber has been here. He's another good bowler. There are so many. I'm just trying to think.
Recently?
Sorry?
Most recently?
Oh no, there's been a few years since they're there. We stopped the PBA 4 years ago.
Okay.
So then we run the Bermuda Open 10 Pin Classic in its place. And that is a tournament for the high average bowlers so they can get the competition.
What about local celebrities? Any politicians, other sports players, any big businessmen that come here and play bowling?
Not too many. We used to, but not as many.
Okay.
They occasionally will show up, maybe as a big brother, or they may come as part of a party, but they don't actually bowl in the league. We'd like to have them.
Awesome, awesome. And how many people are on average in your bowling league?
Well, on average, 48 people a night on one league.
Wow.
Depends on how many teams. That would be a 12-team league. Most of our leagues are 10 teams, so that would be 40 people. Except Continental, they bowl a 5-member team, so that would be 50 bowlers because they have 10 teams and they have 5 on a team. Friday night is 14 teams with 4 on a team, so that's 56 bowlers.
Wow, wow.
That's the biggest league we have.
Wow, wow.
And they bowl late 9 o'clock on a Friday night.
Wow. So each week you got like 400 bowlers coming through.
Oh yes, we average in thousands a week with open bowling. We have just as much open bowling as we do league bowling.
Wow, wow, fantastic,
Yeah.
fantastic. Well, this is where bowling culture is alive and strong. Let's get back to the action as the Vince steps up at lane 18 as he makes his approach. Now, so far, Vince hasn't got a strike in his second game, so
Right here,
it's going to be
names is my vice president, Diane Jones.
awesome. So Vince lets loose.
She is taking ticket reservations for the prize giving on Sunday.
Oh, fantastic.
That was a Vince Samuels that just bowled on lane 18. He's got 9 pin count.
Still yet to get that strike in his second game.
We've got a triple up here, what we call a turkey.
I love turkey and I love gravy.
That's CAR. I believe that's Emerson Carrington. If it is Emerson, he's a policeman.
Well, American Airlines gives us their support, and we thank them for all they've done.
Yes.
The Bowling Spectacular in Bermuda would not happen without their support and without their input. So we really want to thank American Airlines for having the vision, the heart, and the dedication to stay with us here at Warwick Bowling Lanes and continue this 35th annual Bowling Spectacular in Bermuda.
That's it. I think it's, to have a sponsor for 35 years is fantastic. You might get a sponsor for 2 or 3 years, but for 35 years for a bowling tournament is practically unheard of.
Yeah, totally.
So American Airlines deserves more than one gold star, really.
I believe that.
Sponsoring this tournament.
Well, they believe in a good product, and I believe that such a company sees the nature of this tournament and sees what it does, and as a result, that it goes to show that your hard work, that they would stick to you so long. So it's a good relationship for each other.
Yeah, we've been. This tournament was actually started by Lionel Dowling in 1979. And about 5 years ago, he decided to retire. And he contacted me and asked if we would be interested in taking over and running the tournament. And no hesitation, I said, yes, we will.
Wow.
So we're running it now for the tournament, and we're quite happy to do so.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Mr. Dolan, for having that vision and finding the right people to take it over.
Yeah, we thank him too.
Awesome.
He pops in occasionally. He was here earlier, but as usual, he was on the run. So, but he wanted to retire and travel more, so we can understand that.
Awesome, awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's get back to some of that bowling action.
Sure.
There's so much history to this Warwick Bowling Lanes.
Oh yes, there is a lot of history.
And it really feels like a family atmosphere when you enter here. It's very well set. There's enough room. There's ample seating. It's well spaced out. It's a real nice place to come, not only if you're bowling, but just to watch. There's ample seating for food and beverages. They do have a bar in the back. So it's really a place where no matter what you're coming to look for, there should be something here for you.
Right, and everybody enjoys it. Our staff we have great staff, and always very helpful. And there are people, unfortunately, of course, with the automatic scoring, if they don't know how to score, they don't need to worry.
No need to worry.
No, no need to worry.
Yes.
And the desk, if they don't know how to set the names up in the monitor, the lady, whoever's working the front desk, can do that for them.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Yes.
And here we have
This is Johnny Benz.
Johnny Benz with his trademark technique. And he's on the money again.
Yeah, he's doing pretty
Johnny's
good.
doing very well. And Johnny's trying to win another ticket or another trophy.
Well, as I said earlier, he has won a ticket, and he did come first place last week. So he won first place money last week. They win money every week.
Ah,
Prize money goes out every week.
wow. So Johnny is last week's winner.
Depending on numbers entered, we go down to 5 or 6 places. Generally 6 places.
Awesome, awesome.
But tonight, no money will go out because that will go out on Sunday at the prize giving.
Okay, fine.
And then whoever
Johnny
wins
gets his spare, of course.
the highest scratch series and second high will win a ticket, and the first and second high in the handicap section will win tickets.
Johnny Benz definitely has a method to his madness. He is absolutely nailing so far.
Yeah.
He's on 43. He's doing well in his pack, as this action is really intense in his second game of this series. And it seems like some of the bowlers are having a little bit of difficulty in his second games. We haven't seen a lot of strikes. The scores are relatively low so far. So it's going to be even more of a closer battle to who finishes ahead of who.
Yeah, you see, we had a turkey up here, which is 3 in a row on lane 14, but then he didn't carry on. See,
Yeah, so
he had a split in the 4th frame.
So that turkey has
got
quickly.
one of those. He had 8, but he only got 1. So now.
Oh well, Tremaine is looking like he can extend his strikes.
Yeah.
Let's see what's going to happen here. As Tremaine is
being, yeah.
so far, he's on 3 strikes and
Now
getting in a bit of a groove. Vince is.
Oh.
And LaVence is being taunted by the standing pin there.
Yeah,
it's waving its hand, kind of like Dikembe Mutombo waves the finger and says, "No, not in this house.
Yeah,
it's not going down for him."
Yeah, that pin wobble, but
Tremaine releases and ends his strike streak there, and we'll see if Tremaine can pick up this spare.
Right. We have a couple more good bowlers down on lane 21.
The action continues, Marjorie. We're jumping from lane to lane, kind of like bad drivers. Luckily, we're at the bowling alley. So here we are. We've moved on to lane 21. Let's get into some of the action. As a spare is being attempted.
Yep. Accomplished.
And it's accomplished. Well done. Good job. You know, sometimes when it's just one pin there, to me it just seems impossible to hit.
Yeah, your ball is 10 inches wide. Your pin is 3.5 inches wide. So when you think about it, you got 20 inches to hit that pin. 10 on each side of that pin.
Oh, right.
A lot of us don't get that pin, so.
Wow. That makes me feel even worse when I go in the gutter than I already felt.
Now, this is a youngster. This is Akeem Tolbert here. He is a fantastic young bowler. He came up through the ranks from the Onion Seeds League. Of course, he's away in school now. But home in the summer, he bowls the American Airlines tournament every year.
Cool.
I see he's got a spare in the first, 9 in the second, 9 count. And he has a 10 pin that he's going after for a spare in the second frame. Yes. Right here on 20, I know you don't get, that's Delmont Tucker, he's another good bowler. 10 pin accomplished.
So we're waiting for the pins to lower, and we have Lynn. Is it Lynn? This lady bowling now?
That's Norma Lynn Showers.
And she absolutely nails. Her pin is just wonderful.
She bowls in the ladies' league as well. Right now on lane 19, that is Harold Miners. He's actually one of our committee members, and he actually helps us to work the tournament. He does a check-in at the window.
Wow.
When his job is finished, then he comes out and bowls.
Wow.
And that's Harold Miners.
Wow.
He bowls about a 180 average. He pulled it off his spot, so he crossed the head pin.
This tournament, is it just a summer tournament?
Yes, it is. It runs from June 11th to start this year. It's usually always around that time, that date of June, and it runs for 9 weeks. They have to bowl 6 of those 9 weeks. And tonight, which is the 10th night, is nobody new can come in.
Okay.
You have to have bowled already in the tournament.
Okay, cool.
And of course, this is a night where they're going for the tickets.
And Mr. Hayward here about to bowl on line 21.
Hilton Hayward.
He's coming out.
Hilton
Strikes him hard and furious.
Yeah, he bowls very hard. Very hard bowler.
Another strike.
Yeah, that's Karen Landy.
Lane 20, Karen Landy nails a strike.
She loves bowling. She gets good games, but she's always here. She's dependent.
Hayward comes back and hits his spare, so that puts Hayward on 59 in his second game.
Right. Up here you got Kevin Swan. Up there on lane 22. He's got a spare, then he's got 3 in a row. That's, as I said earlier, that's what we call a turkey.
The strikes are coming fast and furious.
Oh, yes.
The bowlers are starting to find their groove in this second game.
The scores this summer have been fantastic. We've had so many high games and series, and I would guess it was the highest that we've had for quite a while in this tournament.
That bodes well, because that shows that there's definitely improvement in the level of the bowling that's being played here at Warwick Bowling Lanes.
We here at Channel 82 and at Warwick Lanes want to thank you for watching today. We've had a great heated game. Marjorie, do you have any last thoughts?
My last thought is we're so happy to have American Airlines as our sponsor. Can't thank them enough.
We're here at American Airlines Bowling Spectacular. Thank you for watching Sports Now.